Lee Miller's inability to move on from Dance Mom Times is probably one of the most pathetic things that I've ever witnessed, because if you know anything about the show, you know that Abby Lee Miller was a tyrant to these children who are now grown women. She needs to leave Dance Moms in the past and let these women heal.
Abby says former students, now young adult women, can't face her. Some of these young girls, now young women, are critical, but they don't talk to you directly. Why do you think that is?
At first, I had no idea. They thought that I was on production side against them, but that was not the case. I was fighting for them. I quit my job and said, I'm done, I quit. Get your stuff, get out of my studio, because they wouldn't let Maddie fly to LA to do the Sia video. I quit. They wanted to do something that I thought was completely inappropriate with Nia. I quit, walked out. So there were things that they tried to do, and I fought against production for the students. I was always trying to get better costumes, better music, money for licensing real music, things like that. And so I don't really know. Then other situations, I did some music deals for the kids. One little girl, I produced a #1 song, went to #1 in 3 countries, produced the video, everything. I haven't gotten one dime. She owes me a lot of money. Of course she doesn't want to face me.
One of your dancers, Paige, says, Abby, is actually out to get me. I was having panic attacks with just being in the room with her, and it just got very difficult mentally. Looking at us now, we all made it out. We're all successful, well-rounded people. It's going to be okay. So in looking back, some of them were kind of philosophical about it.
This little girl is a little girl. She was absolutely stunning, beautiful little girl. I loved this child. I went to her communion parties and this and that and everything. She could not learn a routine in 2 days. We had about 2 hours one day and 3 hours the next day. It took that little girl August, September, October, November, December to learn her solo in the normal dancing school year. It took her 5 months to learn a 2.5-minute routine, and sometimes she still forgot it. So for the pressure that her mother put her under, and subsequently I had to put her under, to get her to learn a routine every single week for years was too much for her.
Okay. Now, Kendall said, it was tough love. I probably cried every episode. I didn't like seeing my mom fighting with my dance teacher. I didn't like when my dance teacher called me old and washed up when I was 8
Look at
years
her.
old.
Look at that gorgeous girl that has $1 million in the bank, who's flourishing, who's going to be an attorney. She can handle anything. She handled me.
Jill, Kendall's mom, says it never ends good with Abby. It just never ends good with Abby.
Oh, it started pretty good. She made a lot of money.
Why does she say it never ends good with Abby?
I don't know why she said that. I have no idea. I just remember her walking into the studio, me taking her by the arm, sticking her in the interview chair, and telling the producer, interview this woman. She's attractive. She's going to look great on camera. She'd be good on the show. I did that for her.
Well, many of Abby's former students have shut her out of their lives, but of all the Dance Mom cast members, JoJo is arguably the biggest star and one of her closest friends.
My relationship with JoJo is great. We are really close. JoJo! Have you learned nothing? Everyone sees me screaming at these little kids and they don't know what happened.
I was really good at interrupting, still am.
She would interrupt 2 adults speaking. And I used to tell her about it all the time. I snapped.
And in my concerts, I say, no one can tell me anything, because one day this girl looked at me and she said, JoJo, have you? And then everybody in the audience says, learned nothing. And they scream it back at me. It's amazing.
She is grateful for what I did for her. Mwah, how are you, sweetie? I love you.
I'm good, I love you. I appreciate you always.
And I'm very proud of her.
And she's done very well, right?
Very well.
Yeah. How many dancers have you put in Broadway shows?
I don't know the answer to that, but I know it's 26 Broadway shows. And I just heard some news yesterday.
Yeah.
I was in New York. I flew in this morning, and one of my former students, he's in Hamilton right now, and he texted me and he said, "Do you want to come see?" And then he put it in quotes, "my last performance in Hamilton at 1 o'clock." And I said, "Oh my God, I can't. I'm teaching today. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness." And I said, "Tell me what's next." And he goes, "I can't right now, but you're going to be very pleased."
Yeah.
So I think it might be 27 Broadway shows soon. I'm embraced by the Broadway community. I get invited to premieres, opening nights. You know, I've had kids in 26 Broadway shows. Let's go outside. We're right here. We're right here on Broadway. Okay. I have to put my all rugged train on for the streets.
I have a picture?
Yes.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Oh my! Can we get a photo with you? I love you so much.
What's next for you?
Season 9. I filmed it. It is at the editing bay right now, and it's going to be available for all of you to see soon. So that's happening. I'm going to a big convention in London. It's called Move It, and I go there, and then I'm going to be touring London and Wales for the next few weeks, and then I am judging the Dance World Cup in Spain this summer.
Oh, okay.
So I'm pretty busy.
You never had children of your own?
No,
By design?
I raised everybody else's.
Was that by design?
I was married to my studio. I was there every weekend at a competition or, you know, in the building. I think my mom and dad always thought I would get married and that the man would handle the money and take care of the bills and do all that. And I just didn't think it would happen, and then I didn't worry about it. And now I'm in a chair, and I wish I had somebody to help me out every once in a while.
Yeah. If you had a daughter, would you have let her be on Dance Moms?
Of course. She'd be a millionaire now.
Yeah.
Do you understand, those little girls, people were sending them dresses, not a red carpet gown or anything, just a little dress for church Sunday, go in the backyard, take a picture, and a check for 50 grand back then. So that all accumulates very fast. They all purchased their own homes in California. I don't have a house in California, you know? I think they're gorgeous. I think they're well-spoken. I think they're sophisticated. I think they're doing just fine.
Any regrets about the show?
Yeah, I regret signing that 4-year contract with a 4-year option for, what, $1,500 an episode?
Yeah.
They got a lot out of me.
Well, you built your brand.
Yes, I built a brand, and I don't get one penny, not one residual.
Well, but you built a brand.
Right, but going around teaching classes is not like television.
No, but it's not over.
It's not over.
Yeah. Questions from the audience? Raise your hand. We'll bring you a microphone, and you can ask a question or make a comment.
Hi, Abby. My name is Cece, and I have 2 daughters who are dancers and idolized you, never missed a show. How in the world were you able to choreograph such incredible, intricate numbers without you doing the dancing?
I was training my students to know their terminology. And don't forget, I was teaching from 3:30 until 10 o'clock at night. So you can't dance full out. And dance teachers that dance full out, they're not gonna last very long. And sometimes they're looking in the mirror at themselves. I was in front of a mirror every single day and never once saw myself. I only saw the children behind me. We did 637 numbers for a TV show. And never was nominated for an Emmy because they didn't submit them for choreography.
Anybody else? Raise your hand.
My name's Samantha. I have a question about Maddie and Chloe's relationship, because that was a huge thing for the show, their rivalry. Was it as intense behind the scenes as what we saw on TV, or did they have a real friendship, or was that fueled? What was the reality of that situation?
I've always had rivals in my studio, and I do that on purpose. It pushes kids. right? Maddie was at the studio all the time, never missed class. It was her home. And she was good. She was good at it because she was little. You know, she was only, what, 7 when the show started? So, yeah, it was real. If you watch the first 8 minutes of the first episode, you're going to hear one mom say, well, Maddie's going to win. And you're going to hear another mom say, Abby's going to make my kid a star. That was the premise of the show for the rest of time, right there.
Yep. There you go. Final question.
Hi, Abby. I'm a huge fan. I just wanted to know if we could look forward to like a reunion in the future with the OG squad, the cast.
No!
I think the people will love it.
You're not gonna see a reunion with the OG squad. Nope. But you can go on my YouTube channel and watch the clapback of the reunion that they did called the Abby Lee Union.
Gotcha.
So that's
Thank
a hard
you.
no on a reunion.
Yeah, hard no. Hard no.
Okay. All right.